Hello, my friend, and welcome back to another episode on Challenge Your Norm podcast. My name is Pernilla, and today I want to chat with you about how I am a friend, how I think I may be a challenging friend that not all people would want to be friends with. But first, I've been wanting to chat with you for so long because since we chatted last time, I've been in New York for 5 days and then come back to Tulum, Mexico, where I currently am sitting on my couch in my Airbnb. I have been sitting at a cafe this morning doing some work, and then I got a migraine, which is something that I sometimes get. I get this kind of migraine where I get blinded. If you don't know this kind of migraine, it's kind of like the blindness is it's like these small dots that at the end are like if you've been staring at the sun, you know how that kind of blindness where you can't really see a lot if you've been staring at the sun. And then what happens after that is that the blindness goes away and then you get like a headache. And so when that happened, I decided to walk home to sit on this couch. And on my way home, I went in to the gas station to buy myself a Diet Coke, which I have been drinking. And the reason for that is when I get these migraines, I try to be really kind and loving to myself. And I know that you can debate whether or not drinking a Diet Coke is very loving towards yourself. But I decided to do that because that was what I felt like. And that just made me a little bit happy. I try to really keep a positive mindset when I get these migraines because I have had them since I was 13. They come up whenever I have been a little bit stressed and then I relax. And it's like in the change of like having been stressed and then the relaxing, it's like when I finally relax or let go of some sort of stress or finish a project or something like that, that's when the migraine comes. And I've realized that when I got them when I was a teenager and up until a few years ago, they would be terrible. They would be, sometimes I would puke. It would be, sorry if that's gross, but like I would just feel not very good. But then I realized that the more positive I keep my mindset, the more I just don't let it affect my mood, the more or the less bad I feel. So when I keep a positive mindset and I don't let it affect my mood, the migraines are not as bad. It's really interesting, but I think that our mindset and our bodies are so intertwined with each other, especially migraine. Like migraine is definitely like a thing that happens when I am in a specific psychology state. Yeah. So I just try to stay positive, and I would hope that or encourage you to do the same if you often deal with some sort of sickness or some sort of, I don't know, we all have our little like things that we deal with, that when we keep a positive mindset, it just makes it a lot better in many ways. I have come back here to Mexico from New York, and I'm alone for the first time in a long time because I started off my travels in Europe where I was traveling around Europe with my brother, being with him nonstop. I loved that. That was just like a sibling quality time. And then afterwards, I was in Denmark for a little bit where I also was spending a lot of my time with my family. And then I went to Mexico here with my friend Alessandra. And then in New York, I was with my friend Betty. And this is the first time in a very long time where I am completely by myself. And I love being with other people, but oh my gosh, I feel I love being by myself. I'm a massive introvert, and I used to be embarrassed by this. Like I used to be embarrassed in high school. I remember like I would hide the fact that I would be alone, that I like wanted to be alone a lot because I was like embarrassed. I wanted to be seen as the kind of person that had a lot of friends. But the older I get, the more I'm just like really valuing being alone, and also almost like I want to yell it to the world because I feel like everyone can benefit from more time alone, because when we're alone, that really is the time when we get to feel those things that our subconscious mind, our body has been trying to tell us. It's when we really can listen to those messages. And for me, that's when I get the ideas, and I then can act upon those ideas, because I don't have all these disturbances. Not that other people are disturbances at all, but you know what I mean? It's like, that's when you get the full freedom to just feel and do and be. And I think that there's so much growth and power to that, to just really listen to that and act upon it and just do. Yeah, that's how I feel right now here in Mexico, that I've only been here for a few days, but already I feel like I'm reconnecting more with myself than I have in a while. I'm reconnecting with, I guess, my self-love, because lately when I say lately, I mean the last few days, I've really just been empowered and allowed myself to share more flaws, especially like in my last YouTube video that I posted yesterday. I really just like, it was, I had this one vision for what I wanted the video to be, and that kind of flopped. And because that flopped, I just completely changed it into a video where I basically just share everything that I am imperfect and flawed at. And that just felt so good. I love when I do that, but I can only do that when I'm in a state of really loving myself, because when I really love myself, then I care less about what other people think of me. I think I actually mentioned this in my last episode as well. But it's been like, it's been extra. That's how I've extra feel lately. And also, when I do that, I feel like I am able to make such a bigger impact on people. Because first of all, when I have been impacted by other people, that has been when they have showed their imperfections, showed their struggles, and just like everything that they're dealing with, and not when they've been preaching. It really is when they are sharing openly about their struggles and their imperfections, that I then am willing, I guess, maybe willing, or maybe I'm more able to resonate with what they're saying. And then it can really hit me in a way that I then am willing to make a change. So I feel like also since posting that YouTube video yesterday, I have probably never, I guess maybe when I shared about my breakup, but yesterday was incredible. I mean, that's why I do what I do. I want to be able to hopefully help people in one way or another. And so it makes me feel good in all kinds of ways when I let go of me wanting people to perceive me in a specific way. And I'm also sharing that with you because hopefully you too are willing to share your vulnerable sides. I think that both in relationships, like we only can really connect with another human when we let our guards down, when we just like put down our walls and our ego and what we want them to think. We want them to know that we're right, or that we're good, or that we have things all put together. I think that we are so much more able to connect with another human when we do that. So both in relationship, but also with what we put out on social media, that we really are more able and capable of helping, impacting, inspiring, motivating people when we let our guards down, when we just share the entire truth. I'm still working on it, and I'm trying to get better at it. Like, it's all I want is to like empower people. So I gotta continue to just get better at it and grow within that. And I'm hoping that you wanna challenge your norm with me and do that as well, because it's scary, right? It's scary to show our imperfections because we want to be liked in this world. I guess that really is the reason we don't want to be. It comes from like way back in time when we didn't want to be executed from the tribe. I don't think executed is the right word, but you know what I mean. And we want to be a part of the tribe. And so we want to be liked. And so we put up all these like beautiful fronts so that we will be admired or whatever it is that we're trying to do. But when we do the opposite, I think actually that's really what works the best. And yeah, so we're in this together, guys. We're in this together. Okay, one last thing that I want to talk to you about before we actually get into this podcast topic. I've been talking for way too long on other things, but like I have so many things I want to talk to you about. And that is, I, for so long, had just been listening to male podcasts. And I think it's because the male podcasts are like the biggest self-development podcasts in the world. And so I've just been like, listening to the most popular ones because those are the ones I had gotten like connected to somehow. But lately I have been loving just listening to females chat, female podcasts, because I don't know, but there's something so beautiful and powerful and inspiring to me listening to a female talk about her path, her insecurities, her ways of thinking, and her journey. That just is so incredibly powerful in the way that I feel like I can resonate with it on another level than when I listen to male podcasts. I still listen to like Lose House every week, Purpose with Jay Shetty every week, and The Diary of a CEO every week. So I listen to a ton of male podcasts as well still that are crazy powerful, and I love them. I get crazy motivated by those as well. But listening to female podcasts lately has just been, there's something that my soul gets so fulfilled by listening to it. And I wanted to share that with you because that is also just like making me want to continue this podcast. And it makes me really excited to share with you guys because I don't know, but maybe some of you females out there feel the same way, that there's just some sort of like calming thing about listening to another female. Because I think that a lot of, even on YouTube, a lot of self-development stuff, like even self-development books, a lot of that, the biggest ones are males that have put that out. And I mean, I have read way more male self-development books, or how do you say that? I've read way more self-development books that have been written by males, and I have loved and been inspired and motivated by every single one of them. But there's just something really nice when it comes from a female as well. That was a lot of mumbling to say that I am really excited about this podcast, and I'm so grateful for you guys listening. And also the messages that I've been getting from you guys, they warm my heart. Like, it just makes me so happy that we're in this together and that we can challenge our norm together and grow together. Thank you for listening. It just warmed my heart. Okay. Let's actually go into the topic, which was how I'm a friend, and how what it is that I like to challenge my friends, just like I like to challenge myself, and I like to challenge you guys on this Challenge Your Norm podcast. So I would say, or hope, that I am a loving friend and a supporting friend, and a friend that my friends can come to when, they're struggling or dealing with something. I would hope that they think that I'm a good friend. I also just want to say I don't have a lot of close friends. I really don't, but I have a few. And these are the friendships I'm talking about, because when it's just like an acquaintance, then I'm not like this. Then I'm just like nice, obviously. But when it's a little bit of a closer friend, I am a challenging friend. And what I mean by that is that if I hear a friend complain, let's say that, complain about a life situation, a relationship, something that isn't going their way, I think that that's okay. But if I hear the friend doing that for a longer period of time, and I don't think that it is benefiting to my friend to be complaining, then I'm going to start questioning them. Because I don't think if they complain that is going to bring them more joy and growth and happiness in this life. And really what I want for them is that, right? I want them to be the happiest version of themselves. And also when I'm complaining, we often don't hear ourselves, right? Like we could have this thought in our mind towards something, but hearing it from other people's perspective, maybe what we had thought in our mind is actually not accurate. And we can't always see that within ourselves. So my friend can't necessarily see that they may be complaining, just as if I'm complaining, I may not actually be able to see that I'm complaining. And so I would like for my friends, if they see me complaining about something for a long time, I would want them to help me get out of that and challenge me to see that, so that I then can stop complaining or change something about this situation so that I can get back into a loving state. And so if I see a friend complaining, I will question them about that. And rather than like being the friend that says, oh yeah, I see, that sucks that that person did that to you, or that sucks that you can't get anywhere with that, I would challenge them and say, what are you bringing to the situation that is making this challenging situation be? Let's say it's in a relationship that they're struggling. What is it that you're doing in this relationship to create this situation? Because I think that we're always 50% a part of like every relationship. So if there is issues within a relationship, we are 50% a part of that. And so I will ask them, how are you a part of this issue? What could your part within this be? And how could you do something so that it changes the dynamic, so that it changes the situation you're in? Or if it's just like a life situation that sucks, instead of saying, oh yeah, that sucks, question like, what could you do if you had to brainstorm on 10 different ideas? What could you do right now to change this situation so that you get back into a good state? And I like to challenge my friend like this, and they oftentimes, just like I oftentimes, when someone challenges me, my mom's great at challenging me. I oftentimes, and my friend oftentimes, first off, think that is annoying, right? Because when we get challenged with our beliefs, at first sight, that is annoying. But if we have a growth mindset, we can still feel like that is annoying, and maybe we need an hour, maybe we need a day or a week to reflect upon this. We can think it's annoying, but then I do believe that me saying something to my friend or my friend saying something to me, it will wander around in the brain. And eventually, I think if with a growth mindset, we're open-minded, we can come to a solution that either is like solving the problem or at least helping us take action towards solving the problem. And if we as friends, if I as a friend, the entire time I'm just saying, oh yeah, that sucks, I'm sorry, that's just annoying, and it continues that way, they may not ever realize that they could actually solve the solution. They may be within that like circulating negative cycle for forever if I don't go in and challenge them on it. And the same with me. If I am complaining about something, if something isn't as I want it to be, if someone doesn't challenge me, I can stay in that cycle for a long, long time. So even though I may be an annoying friend for challenging them, for making them responsible for whatever it is, they may look negatively at me in the moment. I would rather that than them continuously cycling around in this negative pattern, just like I would rather someone do that to me. And I used to be afraid of that. I used to be a lot more of a pleaser in my relationship. So beyond anything, I would just want them to like me. So I would say anything and everything so that they would like me. But I think that as I've been journaling on this and like if reflecting and growing within my life, I would rather be the friend that they may dislike in certain moments because I challenge them, but that they then are able to grow, and that I'm the friend that won't allow them to stay within something negative. And I think I wanted to share this with you because I think a lot of us care more about people liking us, but what would you really want your friend? Would you really want your friend to say things to please you, or would you really like your friend to say things that really are for your highest good and challenge you in a way that then will help you realize certain things so that you can change your life for the better? I think that it's just important to reflect upon what kind of friend we want to be. And I want to be the friend that's challenging, and I will allow them to think negatively of me for a while, but I do think that being this kind of friend long term is going to benefit them more. And I think also deep down, or at least the friendships that I have, they respect me more for being that way. And I think it just feels more real. It feels more authentic. It feels more like I am a real friend when I guess, am saying what I'm actually thinking and saying something to help them rather than like me. And there's, of course, different situations where I would never challenge them. Like sometimes they just need to be heard and listened to, where I should not be challenging them because that is not very nice of me. So sometimes there's times where I just need to listen to them and acknowledge their issues and just be there as their friend. But then there's other times when they have been stuck in a certain situation for a while that I'm going to challenge them in order for them to get out of it. And I would hope for my friends to do the same thing. I just thought that was an important little subject to talk about that I haven't actually heard someone talk about, so I just wanted to share it with you guys in case it's something that you'd want to reflect upon, because it's something I've been reflecting upon, and I feel like it feels good to put words to things rather than be like debating certain things. And it was something I was debating for a while, but then I got clear on the kind of friend I wanted to be, and that just makes life a lot easier because then I can feel good about the choices I make and the way I say things. Actually, just chatting with you for a little bit, it's the thing I told you about staying positive when I have this migraine, and chatting with you throughout this podcast, I feel like it's already getting better. So I want to thank you for listening to me ramble on a little bit about friendships and a bunch of other random things. And I'm so excited to chat with you again soon. I hope you go out there today and challenge your norms so that you continue to grow and continue to create the most fulfilling and beautiful life for yourself. I'll see you again soon. Bye.